Hello, this week we are doing Dammit by Blink-182, another song that I was introduced to by my teenagers that turned out to be a fantastic song to teach, especially at beginner level. So we'll dig straight in. We're going to go over the chords of the song, we're going to go over the riff that recurs almost throughout, which also ties into the rhythm and how we strum. What we're also going to look at is some chord variations, and we're also going to look at how to practice this in a group with a friend and how to build on your arrangement as well. So the chords that we need for this song are C, because we're playing in the key of C. We need G, A minor, and F. And you might think, I have played those chords before. Most likely you will have, and that's because this is one of the most popular chord progressions you will ever see. It features in so many different songs and chart music throughout the decades, and I think by this point our ears are so accustomed and tuned into it. So yeah, it's probably a chord progression you've heard before, and that's just because it occurs in so many different songs across the decades in pop music. Most artists, when they release a single, will most likely have a chord progression that uses, a song that uses this chord progression. Now, not necessarily is always going to be C, G, A minor and F. If we are playing in a different key, that will depend on the chords that we use. But what's good to know is it's the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression, as you can see here. And all that really means is it's the 1st, the 5th, the 6th, and then the 4th chord in the key or notes in the scale that create that chord progression. But more on that another time. For now, I just want you to remember that that's what that is and that's what that means. Now, most of this song is pretty much the same throughout. We follow this one little so it does follow the same little recurring riff throughout the full song. Now rhythmically, this is actually very similar to the island strum, down, down, up, up, down, up. However, one little tiny change makes a massive difference. Can you see what it is by looking here? Can you see what it is that's missing? What strum is missing? What beat is missing? So it's the last up strum. So rather than doing down, down, up, down, up, we're stopping before that last up. Down, down, up, down. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. So as you can see, very, very similar to the island strum with that small difference. Now we play the riff using that timing, and we also play the chords using that timing. So when it comes to playing as a group, it's really cool to practice some people doing the chords and some people doing the picking. As long as everyone's rhythmically playing together, I think it's a really good step up from simply doing down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and picking that suits that, which we have done in some other songs like Chasing Cars, for example, where everyone was doing different things but following the same rhythm. So the riff. Now, as always with the riff, you want to be able to break it down. If you follow me on BuyMeACoffee and you have access to my song sheets, you'll see some tips on how to do this. But the main thing to know is to really try and stick to a finger a fret and break it down into chunks that are manageable for you. What's really cool about this, and this is a little theory nugget, is that when you play the note at the start of each bar, you're actually playing the root note of the chord. So you're playing C, G, A, F, C, da, 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 G, da, 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 A, minor, da, da, F, da, 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 da. And that is what helps it all sound so lovely and in tune, because when you're playing the riff, you're playing the notes of the chord. So it's another good one to listen for to make sure you're playing the correct notes while they're playing the correct chords. Now, finger a fret, I break it down into sections by the bars in this case, just because they are nice and easy to break down. So we start with C, and you can either do pointy, middle, ring. In my case, I tend to do pointy, ring, pinky. And the notes are C, C, D, D, E, or 3, 3, 5, 5, 7, and the A string. And then you want to try and keep that structure for all of it. Wait till you see how I do this and how little my fingers move. So this time, rather than C, C, D, D, E, we're playing G, G, D, D, E. And then A, A, D, D, E. And then the last time round, it changes. We play F, E, E, D. So, as you can see, it's all about getting that root note. You maybe want to try that first, and then practice each one. What to practice is the movement. Once you feel that you've got the movement and the movement's there and you know where you're playing here, then you can add in the timing. 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4. So with the chords and with the picking, as usual, practice them separately. But if you are playing it in a group, again, still practice them separately. But when people start to build up a little bit of confidence in the chords and in the picking or the picking, let people play to their strengths and practice strumming and counting it at the same time. So now that we've got the riff of the song and we've also got the main chord progression, it's good to know where that occurs in the song. So you hear as soon as we come in with the intro, that is ringing out straight away. Even throughout the verse of the song, it's the exact same thing. And then we repeat back to instrumental sections where you can hear the riff. This is when it gets quite important to think about your arrangement and how you want to play this. If you're playing by yourself, do you want to start with the picking and then do the chords so that you can sing along? Or do you want to pick the full time? If you're in a group, do you want everybody picking at some parts and then everybody strumming at some parts? Or do you want some people picking the full time and then the chords coming in and out here and there? Or would you like to do that vice versa? There's no right or wrong answer because again, it's your arrangement of the song, and as long as you can hear that rhythmic pattern repeating throughout, there is no questioning which song you're playing. Now the song does change up slightly. The song changes up when it comes to the chorus because everything kind of slows down, because that recurring riff, it's like constantly building momentum, and then something happens in the chorus and it goes, and it happened once again, I turned to a friend. Now in this part of the song it's a little bit harder to hear because there's no riff that's playing at this point and everything slows down. So you have to think here, what strumming pattern would replicate that quite nicely? The one that I tend to use with the students, again, just because it's nice to play cohesively, and I just think it's really good for practicing when practicing playing in a group, is just your down up strumming. So rather than down, down, up, down, you're going to play down, up, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, just like that. And I guess this is growing. And that's it. So it is a really exciting song. It's nice and easy because it's the exact same chord progression that occurs throughout, giving you lots of practice at that chord progression. The riff is super easy once you've figured out that it's a finger a fret and you don't need to actually move too much. And then also playing it in a group, because you're doing the same thing throughout, it can allow you to really focus on the dynamics of it. It can allow you to focus on your arrangement a bit more. Where do you want the picking to occur? Where do you want the chords to occur? The other thing that I haven't spoken about with this one, but I have put it in the sheets on my BuyMeACoffee page, is the chord alternatives. So rather than playing your C, do you want to maybe change it? And maybe you want to go, entirely up to you. Again, all of these things come into play when it comes to your arrangement. So that's it. The main things we've got are the 1, 5, 6, 4 chord progression. We've got a little riff that repeats, and we've got that rhythmic structure, down, down, up, down, 1, 2, and 4, just to sink your teeth into it and really spend time focusing and practicing that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have liked it, give it a little like, a comment, subscribe if you like. Check out my Buy Me a Coffee page for all of my other lesson materials. And you can follow me on social media just so that you can see my adventures in life as a ukulele teacher here in Glasgow. And if you liked this, then check out the Buzz lesson play along where you can actually see part of this song live in action as well. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.